Hello everybody, I would like to now introduce to you the material for week 2 for this course. And if you see here in week 2, assuming you've completed lesson plan 3 already, week 1 or week 2, you have really 2 lesson plans to complete. And the first lesson plan you'll see is cloning, and the second one is stem cell research. And I labeled one for A and one for B. And that's because in trying to reduce your workload, I used to have both of them assigned, but in trying to reduce your workload, I decided to give you an option for which lesson plan you wanted to complete. So they're both exactly the same length in terms of the reading, same length in terms of the film, the post, and the exam. So it really is not a matter of which one's easier or quicker. They're both about identical here. The required reading for this is 12 pages, and again, they're just short little articles. This one's more for fun. It's only 1 page. It's the idea of cloning John Lennon through his tooth. Okay, that was just a fun one. This third one here is interesting because it's a New York Times article kind of looking at how different traditions would view the concept of cloning from an Eastern perspective and a Western perspective. And these two just explain cloning and the process and so forth, and also the ethics involved. Okay, the films here, you'll see I have 2 options here. Again, it's a matter of both being good and having a hard time deciding which one to show you. And they're both 30 minutes, that's right. The BBC one, you would watch the first 3 parts, or if you want to squeeze in more, you can. I gave them to you. And the National Geographic one, again, to watch 30 minutes of it. And then to choose one, again, taking notes, okay? I didn't highlight it, but it should be highlighted right there. So you're ready to go for the midterm question on that. The post question, again, is an application to you, your perspective on it. Not that you plan to be cloned, but your view on cloning. And then here is your midterm question. Okay, so clicking out of, there's my Homer Simpson, many clones of him. Clicking out to stem cell research, you'll see that the required reading is also 12 pages. I thought this was some interesting stuff. These are just for your own interest. It's a very, well, almost a bizarre picture to be observing there. But check these 2 articles out just for your own interest, okay? And then the film, again, should be 35 minutes, okay? And I've had a lot of students tell me that the number 2 film, which is, again, kind of for fun, but also very educational, is a South Park skit on the topic of stem cell. And I had one student write me last year telling me that 1 2-minute film explained more to her than she's ever understood on the topic. So definitely check that one out. And then here is the lengthier one. This is the 50-minute film on a documentary of stem cell research, and you're assigned just 30 minutes of it. Okay, and so when you head to the posts, again, it's very similar to the cloning post. It's the idea of develop an argument for or against and what's your position on this topic. And moving to the exam question, again, it's the 4 bullet points to address. Okay, so those are your lesson plan 4 options, and then moving to lesson plan 5, you have euthanasia. The required reading for euthanasia, you have 2. One is Peter Singer, okay, he comes up again many times, and then this is a BBC website on euthanasia. And I ask you just to concentrate on the pro arguments and the anti arguments, and then all the rest of the stuff you can skip. It's just the pro and the anti arguments. The religious views on ethics of the topic, the religious views on all the various ethical topics, including euthanasia, that you found in that BBC website, for instance, right here, we're going to cover after the midterm, so I would skip that at this stage. The film here, there's several films. Okay, so we have some interviews with some ethical theorists here on the top 2, and then we move to the 3rd and the 4th, and these are personal stories of people and in their search for euthanasia due to various ailments and so forth. And then we move to your post question, okay? And then we move, well, before I pop out of the post, let me start up here. There's a little article, 1-pager to read, talking about Belgium's position on euthanasia. And it's just very eye-opening and interesting, and then I'm asking you to respond to that. Okay, and then your exam question with the 4 points to address. So that will constitute this lesson plan 5. And after this week, we head to the last 2 lesson plans before the midterm. So hopefully this gave you an insight where we're heading for week 2 and the direction for week 3. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.